Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Metro-North Railroad's Harlem line in Train Sim World 2. Today we're at New York's famous Grand Central Terminal to watch the M3A and M7A electric multiple units going about their business. To put it simply, we're railfanning with Metro-North trains at Grand Central Station. Annoyingly, DTG, in their finite wisdom, did not model the iconic train hall/concourse, because less is clearly more in their rose-tinted eyes. As such, you can only explore the platforms that, in real life, are served by the Harlem, New Haven and Hudson lines of the Metro-North Railroad. I'd like to remind DTG, in the unlikely event that any of their staffers are watching, that there is an awful lot more to the Harlem line than just the somewhat tiny section you actually bothered to include. For reference, I'm going to try and highlight how much of the line, or rather how little of the line, is actually included in TSW2 compared to the whole route. Yeah, kind of leaves a lot of missed opportunities, doesn't it? Now, I'm not a die-hard Metro-North fan by any means, but I still think people deserve a lot more than just 24 miles of their system, especially when, in timetable mode, DTG have services represented that actually continue past North White Plains and onto Southeast. This begs the question of why they didn't bother going further than NWP. And here's me thinking the Long Island Railroad route was insanely linear, but at least that one had 4 branches off of the main Penn Station to Hicksville route. In the Harlem line's case, the only branch you get is the spur to Yankees East 153rd Street, the second stop for Hudson Line trains. That's it. I must stress that I am not a spoiled brat, or rather, I don't want to come across as a spoiled brat. After all, I can live with this TSW route being as short as it is, but I just want these routes to present good value for money, which, in my opinion, is a very rare thing. DTG could have at least extended the route to Southeast, as that's where the electrification ends. In all honesty, I'm slowly losing trust in DTG, especially if they keep refusing to make even a decently long route like, oh, I don't know, perhaps Portadown to Bangor in Northern Ireland. Or heck, just any other route that's at least 60 miles long, if not longer. Now, I don't know how accurate this rendition of Grand Central is, since of course I've never been to New York City in real life, but surely there's more than one way of getting to tracks 39 through 42, or, as I might say, tracks obscure Queen song to Meaning of Life. here's a couple of M7A cars that coincidentally have the same numbers as New Zealand diesel locomotives. This one is the same as DSJ 4060, while this one is the same as DC 4179, which was sadly scrapped a long time ago. Of course, there are still other examples of the DC class in service, if anyone's interested. After a while, I got bored of hanging around at Grand Central for ages, so I hopped on a train bound for Croton Harmon and got off at Harlem 125th Street. And here we are at Harlem 125th Street, but sadly we'll only see the Hudson and Harlem line services here. As stated in my M3A gameplay video the other day, the P32 ACDM locomotive and M8 unit, and consequently any representation of New Haven line services, are completely absent in Train Sim World 2. Thank you very much for watching, and despite my overly long ranting, I do hope that you've enjoyed this look at the two southernmost stations on Train Sim World 2's Harlem Line add-on. Alright, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.